Hi there, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Tasenjit, and today I'm going to talk about writing a scraper for fetching data from my e-commerce website and storing that data into database. But the concept is not to do that only thing. The concept is to write a much more modular script which can have little or which can have sort of functions inside them and can be called on any URL and can be used for any particular tasks so that we can have a code base at one place and can modify that code base according to the situation and use that whole code base and some functions from that code base in different projects so that we don't have to go through writing same lines again and again rather than writing some functions, keeping them at one place and using them everywhere. So this is the idea of it. And in this, I'm more about writing a beautiful code in terms of Python. So I'll be using more clearer variable names, inbuilt functionality, and all sort of things. So let's have a look how we can achieve that sort of modularity and functionality. So the thing is, if we can remove all those repetitive tasks which we do every time, suppose using that request.get function and then having that text attribute from that response and then using that text attribute for our beautiful soup object and then just returning a beautiful soup object in the end. So we can combine this sort of functionality at one place and then about using this find all and get text method of beautiful soup which we need to fetch the iterable of complete data, right? We can you combine this with map basically map so that we can have our own list of data which is pretty much clean, and then sometimes we need to convert and clean our data according to the situation as well. So if we have some sort of everything which is going to come from find all and get text is the text itself, so we want to convert that text into an integer or a float. So for that we need to use some kind of formatter functionality, so that is inside this cleaning and converting. And then the last is relative to this whole project, so that's storing the data accordingly. Let's have a look at the code I'm trying to write. So the code I'm going to write is two code or three code. That is, first is code for response and data extraction, and in this database, data cleaning will be also there. And second is database functionality. So in this, I'm going to create an open connection using psycopg2 and then creating that connection object for executing the statements. And sorry, I'm going to use three most basic and the most used uh, libraries for web scraping and database handling. So that is using first is the request, second is the beautiful soup, and third is psycopg2 that is used for doing all the Postgres related stuff in Python. So that's these three libraries I'm going to use in the beginning and for keeping my whole project very basic so that anyone can understand. And then I will try to keep it Pythonic. So by Pythonic, I won't repeat myself. So the first point is that. Second point is I will be using inbuilt functionalities. So a lot of I can use list comprehension, map. So I'll be telling you in my code where I'm using inbuilt functionality of Python and how I'm keeping it in a PEP 8 version. And for me, I don't personally like PEP 8. I have not like personally read for PEP 8, but more of my understanding of writing beautiful code in Python comes from the talks of Mr. Raymond H. Hettinger. Mr. Raymond Hettinger, he is the co-developer of Python, and he has very beautiful talks. You should go and listen to them and give it a go. You will love them. And third is like automatically when I won't be repeating myself and I'll be writing in more of the code in inbuilt functionality, my code will be less. So let's have a look at this whole ingredients.
So the ingredients are Python. My version is 3.7. I'm using Postgres and pgadmin 4. So Postgres is the database and pgadmin 4 is that GUI through which we can see what is happening in the database. Editor, Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, for this I'll be using PyCharm, and then these three libraries: Beautiful Soup, Requests, psycopg2. So I hope you guys already know how to install them. If you don't, there is the two semi bullet points which you can refer to, but I guess you guys are already aware of it, and I'll take that into consideration. And for my case, I'm going to have an URL. For your case, you can use list of URLs. You can modify any of the function according to your use. And let's have a look at the URL I'm talking about. This is the URL and this is the web page, and I'm trying to fetch a data from this web page. Is the name data of the product, the price of the product, and rating of the product. So all of this is going to come to me, and I'm going to store this into a database. For that, how we fetch is, generally we go to the web page, we inspect the element, and we take the cursor, we select the cursor, and we take it to the data which we want to extract. So it, whenever we click on that, it highlights the tag, the special class or ID which it has, and the value inside of it. And from there on, we can see the text that's being kept inside it and which we want. So we can make an assumption that all the names of mobile phones are stored inside a div tag, and it has a class of this value. So this will be the idea to fetch all the mobile names, and similarly to fetch the price, we can have a look at the price data, and this is also inside a div tag, has a same like class thing and has a class value for it, and there is this price. So this is the general idea. I hope you got the point of what I'm trying to build here, and in the next video we'll be jumping on how to write the code, and that will be pretty much it. We'll just start coding. So thank you for watching this, guys. God bless you. Keep on learning. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much.